right? Faceless Haven just kills us, and the 2 damage hits us here as well. So that's 4 damage to the Chopskis, and we'll just show ourselves out. Good game. 83% win rate though. That's not bad. Welcome back, gentlemen and gentlewomen of the world, boys and girls. Get ready for Izzet Giants. This deck is stomping its way up the Mythic percent ladder. I believe we started at 93 and ended at 97, which is very, very impressive, using some of the strongest Giants in the game to deal quick amounts of damage that cannot be recovered from, and then just getting in there with a little bit of reach on top. So of course we'll break down the deck list for you guys, get into the gameplay footage so you can be the judge of whether or not you want to be spending your wild cards on this deck, wrapping up with our final thoughts of course. Thank you all for your support on my journey thus far. If you want to get in on that bandwagon, just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment on my videos, share the channel out to your friends, families, MTG playgroups, even your local game stores, right? All of this is appreciated. And if you are a Bitcoin baby or a Scrooge McDuck type individual, you can support on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, through our Amazon, Grave Viking Games, and Into the AM. Also downloading Magic Gathering Arena Assistant if you're on Windows for free. So with this all out of the way, let's get into the deck list, break it down, jump into the gameplay footage, and then wrap it up. Right? You gotta make sure you wrap it up, you guys. That's very important, especially in this day and age. We do have a 3.6 average converted mana cost within the deck. We are very aggro, but we're kind of borderlining mid-range here as well. So 16 creatures, 20 non-creatures, 24 land in the deck. So everything is very balanced, right? It's right in that middle area, which value really tends to thrive within Magic the Gathering. Is that 3-drop, 4-drop can deal massive amounts of in-game interaction for us. So into the deck lists now, 4 copies of Evasion of the Giants, and we're talking about value a lot, or virtual card advantage, and Invasion of the Giants gets it done for 2 mana, scry 2. Okay, so that's basically enough value for me to consider this a playable card. Next up, we get to draw a card. Then we may reveal a giant card from our hand. When we do, we get to deal 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. So, scry 2, an opt is 1 mana, right? A shock is 1 mana. And, we're betting both of those here for 2 mana, which is really, really good. And then, of course, the next giant spell you cast this turn costs 2 less to cast. So we're basically getting the 2 mana that we spent on Invasion of the Giants back for free. So I just don't understand how this card isn't played more often. And I'm having, a great amount of success with it just because of the value that it's able to generate throughout its life cycle in play. Moving on, Glimpse of the Cosmos. This is another card that just generates so much value for us. At sorcery speed for 2, looking at the top 3 cards of our library, putting one of them into our hand and the rest on the bottom of our library in any order. So, that's not great. It is sorcery speed as well, which is a bummer. However, as long as you control a giant, you may cast Glimpse of the Cosmos from your graveyard by paying 1 blue rather than paying its mana cost. And then if we do cast it from our grave, we have to exile it, which is fine, right? So we do get to double play it, right? Once from our hand, once from the graveyard. If we're playing against a mill deck, we just get to play it right from our graveyard. It's like they're drawing it for us, which is really, really cool. So again, just helping us gain card advantage as the game goes on, because we do have a lot of bigger drops. So it's very easy for our opponent to go 1-for-1 with us, and we don't want to run out of goodies. We do have a single 2-drop within Stomp at instant speed as the adventure on Bonecrusher Giant. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. This is a little bit of reach, right? We get our opponent's health points down so low. This will help us finish it off. Of course, it's also great for early game removal. Edgewall Innkeeper, Speaker of the Heavens. There are so many 1 and 2 drops that need removing as priority, and the Bonecrusher Giant is going to help us do that. Of course, it's a 4/3, and whenever it's the target of a spell, it will deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. which will come into play a little bit later on when we break down some further synergies. But for now, we'll talk about Aegar, the Freezing Flame, a 3/3. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess damage, if a giant wizard had dealt this damage this turn, draw a card. So we can definitely do this, and this actually acts as a draw engine for us within the deck. Example, Bonecrusher Giant attacks something with only 1 defense, a human token, and that will be 3 excess damage. Boom, draw a card. Great. Cool. 4 copies of the Royal Scions. This is a 5 loyalty planeswalker, +1, draw a card, then discard a card. Another +1, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike and trample until the end of turn. And -8, draw 4 cards. When you do, the Royal Scions will deal damage equal to the number of cards in your hand to any target, which is, absolutely insane. So my favorite thing about the Scions is using the +1, +2/+0 first strike trample ability. I like to play this on the Freezing Flame. I like to play it on the Bonecrusher Giant. A note on that, when we do have trample with the Freezing Flame in play, we will be asked to assign damage, and we can choose to deal excess damage even though we have trample, and typically would deal that damage directly to our opponent, right? So we can choose to reduce the damage we do to our opponent by 1 for a draw, and that's something that we may want to consider. And then again, I love the -8 after we've used the trample first strike ability a few times, and even getting that trample first strike on Bonecrusher Giant. This is a 6/3 first strike trample. If you target it, you're taking 2 damage. It's not bad, right? It's really cool. And these things just get exemplified through the Calamity Bearer. This is our first and only 4-drop. We have 4 copies of it in the deck. It's a 3/4, and if a giant source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to permanent or player instead. The Bonecrusher Giant Stomp is not a giant spell, take note on that, but its spell targeted ability is. So if your opponent targets it with Calamity Bearer in play, you're going to deal 4 damage to them instead. We do have 4 copies of Squash in the deck for 5 at instant speed. This spell costs 3 less to cast if you control a giant, which, typically we always will, and it will deal 6 damage to creature or planeswalker. We're talking about excess damage through the Freezing Flame. Well, this is going to deal excess damage even on something like a Lovestruck Beast, which is quite impressive. 4 copies of the Quakebringer for 5 mana, a 5/4. We can foretell for 2 to reduce its cost a little bit. Opponents can't gain life. At the beginning of your upkeep, Quakebringer deals 2 damage to each opponent, activating this ability only if the Quakebringer is on the battlefield or in your graveyard with another giant in play. So you do need either it or another giant in the battlefield, and it has to be in your grave if it's not in play. And this is a stackable ability, which is really, really cool. Moving on, we do have 4 copies of Battle of Frost and Fire, a saga. When it enters play, 4 damage to each non-giant creature and planeswalker. Next up, scry 3, and then finally, whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 5 or greater, draw 2 cards and then discard 1, which is really great for us as well. We've got an assortment of land in play, some passages, some temples, some pathways, and filling it up with the basics. That's the deck list, you guys, as far as your general strategies and synergies go. Control the field. Survive against aggro matches. This means Bonecrusher Giant Stomp. This means Battle of Frost and Fire. Get those wipes and removal spells active. Hit your opponent up early. Next up, utilize a giant like Bonecrusher Giant, like the Freezing Flame, alongside the Royal Scions, giving it first strike and trample. Next up, try to stack Calamity Bearers so your first strike trample damage is now doubled. Loving it. Finally, stack Quakebringers for that additional 2 damage on your upkeep if you can. Of course, we do have the draw to get us around through Cosmos, Invasion, and of course the Royal Scions if we really needed it there. Of course, the Freezing Flame as well helps us when we're attacking for excess and using something like Squash. That's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll break down the gameplay footage now for you. Please support on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Amazon, Grey Viking Games. Download Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant as well. Into the AM. Also, you can like, comment, subscribe, and blah, 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 blah. Don't miss out on our 500,000 gem giveaway, free cash prize monthly tournaments on MTG Melee, 100 one-on-one live coaching sessions with myself, also coming with a 20 USD cash prize. Every single video on YouTube during the premiere also gets $10 to Great Viking Games. All you have to do is sign in while it's live, right? Hit that bell icon so you're notified. Comment in the comments, not in the live chat, and then like the video. When we get to 100 likes, boom, I pull a comment at random. $10 to Great Viking Games. You can spend it on some arena codes. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the gameplay footage, and I'll be back soon to wrap up. We the people demand to go first. Is all right. Temple Passage. Bonecrusher Scions? Question mark. Blazing, cuz. Okay. Just, I think, looking for land right now. I mean, the Scry 2 does get us there, but I want to be scrying with the land so that doesn't come until later. Getting some of the awkwardness out of the way. Calamity Bearers are actually OPAF, in all honesty. So if we could stack those, that's alright. Just, try to dodge, guess some janked up stuff here. I mean, we could just wipe everything at 5. Right? So we bear into a battle for Frost and Fire. This will be okay. More dwarfs. No blocks. That could get out of hand. They must have Boulder Rush, right? Rimrock Knight is a dwarf knight. I'm assuming that's what happens here. Yup. No attacks. I don't want to lose it, right? And we should be able to take one more turn of damage. Land and tapped. Great news. Brazen Outlaw. Not great news, but... no blocks. Gulp. 2 attacks, 3 available mana. Oof. That has gotta hurt. Infuriating it is. Wowzers. Alright, let's clean it up. Let's hit home. We hit just as hard, don't you worry, Mr. Dwarf Blair. Blazing, cuz. Hopefully there's no haste. Oh, the Haven. Good game. And then they made the exact same mistake we did. Which is fine. Oh, because I totally forgot about the Haven, but then they didn't have enough snow mana. And I think they oopsed us right as they oopsed themselves. Oh my gosh, that is like... shame on everyone involved. Oh my god. So we definitely needed to have left ourselves a defender there. And we didn't. But then they got punished as well. And we get rewarded. The match was almost 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I also want to just point that out. Going first against Mita. Land looks nice. No worries. Right? Royal Scions saves the day. Throne of Eldraine. What am I gonna do without you? All of the good cards are leaving. Couple months yet, not till September, right? So don't get too worried about it yet. There's some time to go by. Sure. But eventually I'm gonna lose a lot of my favorites. I think we all will. Wind Robber. I don't like you. Go away before you can sacrifice yourself, or mill me at all. Bone Daddy in Plizze. Wash is instant speed. I'm pretty sure we just get removed here. Dead weight is all? Oh. I'm intrigued. Take a blue source here. Still get our 4 in. Demir Rogue Auras. I'm intrigued. 4 mana in play. Oh. Let's try to hit for 4 again, I guess. That seems to be a good play. This doesn't have Death Touch yet, so it's like totally fine. We get a glimpse for free. Hot dog. Yeah, like we have first strike, so that's okay. Let's glimpse out. Game. Take our 4th land. Another blue source would be nice here. And, yeah, let's throw Bone Daddy in play. Nothing like a pair of Bonecrusher Giants, right? Starts the match off right. You can tell if you're going to win the game or not by how many Throne of Eldraine cards you have in your opening hand. Alright, so 2 land without a Bonecrusher Giant. I don't care for it. We toss it. 2 lands with a Bonecrusher Giant. You know, now I'm starting to get excited. We better calm down a little bit. If we bring the Quakebringer into the library and they mill it because they're a disgusting rogue deck, then that's good for us. So we toss the Quakebringer to the bottom. Looking for some red land. Some more mountains, please. Oh, dang it. They take Giant. Now, this is upsetting to me. Wrong one. They're supposed to take... Oh, they get again. They get 2 of them. We need a sweeper. Man, I hate Rogue. Surprise, worthless. Because reasons. We'll try our best. A Rune Crab. Oh man, we definitely need a sweeper. Field Wiper. Okay, they get a Quakebringer. Finally. The bait stinks. I'm sure this just gets auto-removed, but we have Quakebringer in grave, Giant on board. Getting milled to oblivion. Oh, there's 2 Quakebringers. Can we get an untapped land off the top, please? That's not it, but it certainly helps. I don't want to hold up Squish. Sorry, Squash. See what they do here on their end step with their mana. Storing Thought Thief. Oh, story time. Really? 2 times the fun. Guess we should have killed that one right on the upkeep. Wing. 1, 2. What you doing, Willis? What you doing with that 2 black mana? You swamping out on me? What you doing in my graveyard, Willis? It's a... Are you kidding me? That hurts. Just main decking that against me? You, my friend. Trouble. That's a little bit more aggressive than I'd care for. This needs to be counterspelled. Can't believe they exiled our Quakebringers.
With my sister by my side, I do not fear the unknown.
Maybe they just have removal here. Trample gets through the chump block. But this is fine for us. Right, we still hit for 6. We're still in a terrible amount of trouble, though. 28 cards in library. Thought Thief in play, 5 cards in hand. 5 mana in play. Don't see this working out well for us. I do not, unless they like whiffed big time on that into the story. 6 mana in play, Glimpse in our hand, not bad. 1 Bonecrusher left in deck. 4 Battle of Frost and Fires in deck. But again, we only have 4 mana in play. That's main phase. They already dropped a land. They only have 2 swamps. There's no counter magic here. There is no more blue mana. They already played a land. This is game. Unless they have Heartless Act or something. If they target it, it deals 4 damage. Cannot believe we made it through that rogue matchup. After they burned us with that Quakebringer exile, I was just like getting depressed, but we get really lucky there. I can't believe it. Going first, the land's bad, but we do have an invasion on turn 2, so it kind of does make things a little bit more worthwhile. We'll take Mountain with our Fabled Passage. Mono white life gain. Which means we need our Quakebringer in play as soon as possible. Finding our 3rd land here. Alright, so we didn't find the land, but we do have a good chance of top decking it now. We also get a draw here. We reveal the Freezing Flame, and then hopefully play it. Oh man, not good. Wow. Okay. Let's just smash it. And then we can cast it for 1. Annoying. We just need that sweeper. Let's end our turn, because I want them to spend their mana on this turn. Alright, let's take Alside out. I think we go right in with the Scions.
I lead the way, but my brother fear is a tool. Use it.
So even if they grab a Skyclave Maul, right, we're still offsetting the damage that they do quite significantly.
Stay away from my brother.
And I think here again, we're just in such a great position with this Bonecrusher 6/3 first strike trample, double damage. Like, oh my gosh, stop it. Again, you know, bad things happen to our opponent. They're playing mono white, so they deserve it. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's shut down their life gain. Then we smash for what I can only describe as an infinite amount of damage. We're extending our 100% win rate now into 4 games. Really, really impressive stuff here. Alright, we're going first. Land looks relatively decent. That lets us play the passage right away. Optilius. I kind of like that name. Optilius. We'll take a mountain there. What are we playing against? Who knows? Cool. Emir. I think it's mono red. Huh. We cracked the passage. This is the important part. They are not here? Question mark? Is this my internet? What's happening here? Is this me? Is this you? Me? Is it you? When there's a connection issue, it should say it's not me, it's you. On your screen. Yeah. That would be great. Some server-based rejection. They're actually roping us on purpose? They're BMing us? Wow, that's classy. And I thought I liked your name, Octilius. Not such a fan anymore, am I? Imagine roping someone on their Fabled Passage. What? BM. Let's pass our turn. We'll send them the hearts, right? They obviously need a little bit of love. Give them a hug. Oh, feel better, bro. Or lady, bro. So watching the congressional hearings the other day, I absolutely loved how the chairwoman said gentlemen and gentlewoman instead of like ladies and gentlemen. I loved it. The first time she said it, I was like, that's a really odd name for someone to have. Or for someone to say. And then as she continued to say it, I absolutely fell in love with it. So it's no longer ladies and gentlemen. It's gentleman and gentlewoman, or gentlewoman and gentleman. Whichever order. It's confusing now. I don't know which way to put it. Maybe we should stack them. But yeah, my newest favorite thing, other than ropers, could you imagine being Octilius right now? This guy. Or girl. Lady, whatever. Pineapple. Who knows? I know one thing, that they're making a great YouTube video. Octilius, people are gonna know this is you. And I suspect that this is why you're at 91. Just busy making friends. So you guys, you can support the channel while Octilius is chilling here. A simple like on the video really helps. A comment is great as well. Sharing it to your family, friends, MTG playgroups, local game stores with the little share button. That's awesome. Or just tell them about it. Word of mouth is cool too. Of course, you can support financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, through buying your day-to-day goods on our Amazon link, Grey Viking Games, and Into the AM. You know, I don't know how impressive of a win that is, but hey, you're gonna take it when you get it, right? So let's try to extend this lead a little. All right, this is our first top 1000 matchup of the season. The hand's too slow, right? All the mulligan, Scryland. It just makes me so sad. Let's toss a glimpse for now. This hand is not what we want it to be. Looking for untapped land. Perfect. Invasion, another untapped land. Mono red robber. Nice. So they take our land. Oh! We get another one. Never punished. You gonna take another land? Let's go 2 to the bottom. I obviously don't want them taking... I guess we probably should have left that land there, shouldn't we have? But if there's another underneath it, I wanted to get that out of the way. Asian Giants is... Oh, nice! That's so good. Well, that's a relative statement. So good. It's better than bricking, is what I should say. Because it's not, you know, amazing. It's average. And it gets wiped. So mono red is continuing to beat us down, and the person's name is red, so you know, they're not disappointing there. And we probably just get cleaved, don't we? Glimpse it up. Glimpse it up. So if we survive, which is very unlikely, but if we do, we're getting Embercleave. There's no way. Oh, there is a way. I guess there's no Embercleave. I want to trade with Annex. I really want to trade with Annex. So we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, 6, 7 with the Bonecrusher Giant, which is super, super hurtful. Hopefully they don't cast it. Cast Invasion of Giants instead. Yeah! I mean, the Scry 2 is good for them. They're looking for haste. We take 2 more damage from the Chargers. Oh, and then they just finish us off with Faceless Haven. Good game. Right. Faceless Haven just kills us, and the 2 damage hits us here as well, so... That's 4 damage to the Chopskis, and we'll just show ourselves out. Good game. 83% win rate, though. That's not bad. Well, Oakley Dokley, the deck slaps. Why is it easier to win matches in Mythic than it is in Platinum? I don't know, you guys. I feel like the further I went along this month, the easier it's become. Like, was just really struggling at the start of the month, and I was trying to take my foot off the gas, relax. But once I cleared Platinum, Diamond was, like, not that hard. Once I cleared Diamond, it's just been like, you know, a Mythic event of the ages. Like, it's rare to win, you know, 5-6 matches in a row in Mythic. So when it does happen, you know, you take it and move on, right? That's a definite win. Don't try to push your luck too much. But maybe you should. Who knows? So what's your guys' longest win streak in Mythic? That's what I'm really curious on. So leave that in the comments below. And of course, if you are a Mythic player, jump in the Discord if you're not already there. That's where all the giveaways take place. And just like send a screenshot or something, and I'll hook you up with a Mythic role in our Discord. And then if anybody is ever having any questions and like there's conversations going on, the beginners who are new to the game know that the people with, you know, this red name or the Mythic tag on their Discord name is someone who is actually giving them relatively sound advice. And again, the community has just been a great place as of late. So get in on that. And again, thank you guys so much. Enjoy another video after me. We do have plenty of them. Yeah, take care. Peace.